What's up, guys? Margiela here, and welcome to CUADERNO, reflecting on 2020. This is very weird because I'm doing this all by myself. It's been a while since I last did this, but I am here interviewing myself. Just shout out to Giselle for giving me these questions. I know you're supposed to join me today, but it's okay. I understand. Then what's gonna happen with me now is I'm just gonna interview myself. It's just kind of weird, but it's okay. This is what reflecting is all about. Just a short background. I think ever since 2016, I've been trying to really reflect at the end of the year how it went and all that. And I think this is a really good practice for everyone to evaluate themselves, to see where they are at. I think a common problem for us is to differentiate between reflect and overthinking. So I suggest that I'm gonna list down the questions, and I suggest that you guys just answer honestly. Don't overthink your answers if ever you're gonna do this with me. But here I am trying to do my best to show you guys how I do these reflections yearly. And of course, you guys come up with your own questions and feel free to be creative about it. You can even draw in your journals or maybe write a poem or whatever it is that you want to do in order to reflect, because really think that reflection promotes this kind of self-awareness, and it really helps us identify with ourselves and just know, and allows us to see who we are. And like writing it down really helps. So guys, let's start. All right. The first question. Okay, Margiela, where were you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically at the beginning of 2020? And where are you now as the year is ending? Okay, let me answer this. Wow, this is very holistic, and I like this question actually. So it asks you where you are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I'm not quite sure if I remember this correctly, because it feels like a while in January, but first in 2020, mentally, I feel like I was just cruising along, to be honest with you guys. Last year, 2019, I think I really had this notion of being lost, and I still am lost right now. But there's just this openness for me to try out new things, like to be more open to new experiences. And I think that that really started off my 2020, is to really go out of my comfort zone. That was my mindset. Emotionally, I think it was pretty okay. January, there wasn't any COVID to everyone expected COVID from happening. But at the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's be open to more experiences, to explore and what is out there. I've been struggling to find my purpose and what I really want to do in my life. And this year in 2019 is just, I feel so confused and there's a lack of clarity. It seems like I know what I'm doing, but honestly, you guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying out new things and just trying out the things and pursuing what interests me. And I'm just hoping that in 2020 I'll be having that clarity, and that peace, pursuing what I really want to do. And yeah, I think that's what it is for me, mentally, emotionally. That's the main thing. Physically, well, I think I've been consistent trying to put in exercise every week. I'm not quite sure how many minutes I put in every week, but I do try to be active, even home workouts once a week. So physically, I think I remained stagnant. I did run and hike over the year, like more this year compared to last year, which is 2019. Which is, yeah, I feel like this 2021, I have to set more realistic and measurable, smart goals. But more than goals, guys, I realized that I would want to have that goal aligned with my values, and most of all aligned with what God is like, what God wants me to do. I do know that He leaves me the choice, and I'm like asking Him for answers, but I know He's telling me that the answer is in me. I just need more time to discover, and He allows that freedom. So yeah, I don't know if I answered the question, but yes, that's basically my thoughts on question number 1. I'm probably going on tangents again, but here you go. What was second question, Margiela? Gina, what was the highest point of 2020 for you, and what was the lowest? What was the highest point 2020? I would say that my highest point in 2020 was joining this live streaming contest in Kumu. And if you guys are gonna ask me what was unexpected this year, I didn't expect gaining new friends in a live streaming app. And October 2019, that was the start when I joined Kumu. And Kumu is a, like I said, live streaming app, and people just share whatever they're interested in, their stories, their games, and it's like a show for everyone. You're a host, and I, being a frustrated host, joined the app. I wanted to see what it's like being a host, and that was good practice. And the highest point of 2020 was really me immersing into creative ventures, to be honest with you, and that always has been a part of me. It really makes me feel alive. Creating really makes me feel alive, no matter what kind of creating it is. Maybe it's cooking or baking, even though I'm really bad or writing or creating new videos and these podcasts. It just makes me feel so alive. So I decided 2020 is the year for that. So yeah, here I am again going to chat this, but yes, the highest point of 2020 was gaining unexpected friendships in an environment where I didn't think I would, to be honest with you guys. I'm not totally against virtual friendships, but I feel like it's less authentic than meeting your friends in person by chance or by opportunity. But for some reason, despite the distance, despite this space, this cyberspace, there's this connection that you make with another person if you just daily communicate with them, and you get to know them, and you see them every day and ask them and just communicate and connect. I didn't expect gaining new friends, and I'm thankful that I gained and thankfully maintained it up till now. It's been a year, and yeah, it's just amazing. And I even further got to know them when I joined this contest. It's like Big Brother, in a live streaming app, and we did weekly challenges, and we had to nominate. This is not totally me, guys. I'm not competitive. I am, although I seem like I like being in the spotlight, I am really just doing it afraid. I don't like being in the spotlight. I like working behind the scenes, but if there is a message to be heard, and if I feel like this is something that needs to be shed light upon, I would really force myself, not really force, it's not a bad force, but I would really motivate myself to really go out there and be vulnerable, and to really just speak up, because I believe this will change your life. And if you do things for others, you would do things that you wouldn't think you would imagine. So that was my highest point, joining that live stream app and just being a ray of hope and light because that was the start. It started March 2020, and that was the start of the lockdown. So I was like, okay, let's do this, and let's also try to spread the positivity or the thoughts or the mindset that I had in order to help others as well. So yeah, that was my highest in 2020. What was the lowest? I guess the lowest was sometimes the people that you think are there for you, or sometimes when you expect something from people, it's not always gonna happen. You know, like your dreams with when you set a dream with someone, or it could be a family or a friend, they're gonna fail you. Who got to? But you know, like everyone is not perfect, and they do have um, their own choices, and you cannot expect the same thing that you give to them. So I think that was the lowest part. Like I had to go through this process of forgiveness and regaining the trust to someone. But yeah, that was the lowest. I wouldn't think that that would happen, but yeah, that's the lowest. And also, I lost some good friends as well. It seems like I didn't expect it to happen, but I tried to really reach out, and make time for these friends, and I've lost some, but that's part of it, right? Like you grow and they grow, and there are times that really you drift apart from people. So treasure the people that you have right now. What else am I gonna say? Any regrets? No regrets. Period. No regrets at all. I try to really live my life. I told myself the past few days, I've been thinking to really do everything deliberately. Try your best. You're gonna fail, but you're gonna be like, because your mind just goes automatic pilot sometimes, and the mundane things, the ordinary things, you just go live past through it. But after this whole COVID happened, I began to realize that you cannot take things for granted. I used to take for granted the times where I go out with my friends in a cafe, so freely drinking tea or eating dessert, or even just walking outside and just, like, yeah, going to the grocery store, or where now when you go there, you're like, oh people, like you're trying to caution yourself. And this whole year has been very, very hard on us, but the past few days I've been also thinking, like, I really have to make it a conscious decision to really just to intentionally and deliberately just live, even talking to people, just deliberately, just being present in the moment, because you never know when will the last time you'll talk to that person again, right? And even for you, every heartbeat is a blessing, and every pulse ito yung pagiging nurse natin, every pulse, every heartbeat is so valuable. So live your life deliberately. And it's so hard because, you know what, there's so many distractions right in front of us. We get so scared right away, but just waking up each day, even having that sip of coffee or tea, or even talking to a family member, it's so valuable. So yeah, one of my learnings again, in this 2020. So I guess that's what did 2020 teach you? That's my biggest takeaway, is to not really take those little things for granted, because you never know that at one point it's all gonna be gone. So yeah. Mentally, where are you right now, Margiela? Mentally, where are you right now? I'm here. Oh my god. And how are you approaching 2021? Mentally, I am really just tired of COVID. But you know what? You really try to make the most of what you are given. I'm given the time I'm given this opportunity. So I decided to really venture out and try a new business, and I'm trying to learn how to run a business, and I didn't it's harder than I thought it was. Okay, so yes, you really have to sacrifice, be committed. So yeah, that's what my mindset is right now, is to make the most of what you're given, even though you are struggling, just tired. Honestly, right now, if you're gonna ask me at this moment, I feel scared and insecure. I don't know if this business is gonna work, or I don't know if people would appreciate the journals that I'm making. It does have a story behind it. I'll go through it, a detailed story about it in the next podcast or so. But yes, I feel insecure right now, to be honest with you guys. I don't know what's gonna happen to my business. I don't know if people actually listen to my podcast or is it just me. But like, I really am here with the intent of sharing with you guys how I feel, and I made Quaderno this year with the intent to connect with you guys and to be vulnerable, to be able to be a safe space and a blank space for creativity and expression and empowerment, positivity, and all that jazz and all that good stuff, good and bad, to be honest with you. I want this to be a real space for people to share the experiences without being judged, with being validated, and like, these conversations that I have with the guests I have are real ones. And I'm just so thankful to everyone who really braved my questions and just opened themselves up to the world. And I'm just so proud of you guys. I'm so thankful for the people na nag-guest sa podcast ko, and I'm just so amazed how game you are para to make the show happen and to share your experiences for others to learn. And I have a feeling that some people, I do understand, some people get like, oh, I have to say something good advice or something. The whole point of Quaderno is to just write your story. And you know what? Whatever you share, everyone will learn from it. There's always something to learn from it. And that's the whole point, right? And so, thank you sa lahat na nag-guest. Ate Ara, Carmela, si Bobby, Carl, thank you. Yung mga nag-support sa akin din, kahit hindi nag-guest, si Ellie, si Joshua, Lian, Dan, si Giselle, si Ada, si Marcel, Joanna, Kiel, all my friends, thank you so much for opening up. Ate KK, sino pa ba? Ate Nika's friends, thank you so much for listening and staying with me here. Sana we get to reach more people. And to be honest with you guys, like, yun yung insecure. I don't know if people are actually listening. I don't know if I have an audience, but I'm doing this purely out of passion and with the hopes of really providing this space for you guys to connect with each other, to connect with us, and to share your vulnerabilities, because there is strength in you being vulnerable. So ayun. What are your goals and hopes for the coming year? So Margiela, what are your goals and hopes in this coming year? This year, I was supposed to go to the Philippines and do traveling. And it was my way of trying to find myself. Lost si ate girl. Trying to find kung ano ba talaga yung gagawin ko sa buhay ko. Pero I was supposed to travel to be able to explore cultures and meet new people, of course. But it didn't happen. Things that you planned for really didn't happen. But you know what? I feel like you don't need to go somewhere to find the answers, because the answer's within you already. But of course, I really want to visit the Philippines, maybe Japan. So my hopes is to travel, and the goal this year was I was supposed to have a fundraising in February. I really have a heart for the kids in the Philippines. They have a special place in my heart, and I really wanna throw a Jollibee party for them and really ask like what their dreams are, so I can work towards probably creating an outreach project or a. See, I'm crying right now. Because it's one of my dreams talaga to make an outreach project or a foundation for the kids, because I know, you know what, like as kids going back, you have so many dreams and you want to fulfill them, and I want to be part of them fulfilling their dreams. And I know you guys too. I know I've talked about this to a bunch of friends, and they're so willing to help out. So hopefully next year I'll be able to go home and ask these kids and do an outreach program for them. So yeah, it's one of my really motivation kahit noon pa nung nasa nursing school. Sabi ko, okay, I'm gonna finish nursing school kasi gusto ko magkaroon ng ganitong foundation. And it takes not just one person, it takes a community. And I think that's one thing that I also learned in, like, if you guys, there was an IG question, what have you learned in yourself in this pandemic? That I was very closed off. Not really closed, very closed off, but this year I began to break those walls slowly and got some good people in. I felt like, especially nung dumating yung mga home friends ko, I felt like it was less lonely. That there are people, like-minded people pala out there with the same vision, the same feelings or thoughts, or are not really the same or similar vision as I did, and that are willing to really just be where you are. And so I'm thankful for that. Like I began to realize the importance of community. I began to appreciate that I can't do stuff all by myself. I'm so used to just doing stuff by myself, not asking for help, kasi yan yung kinalakihan ko, I guess, being the panganay, and the expectations and the situation dito sa bahay din. Parang I felt that I need to figure it out all by myself. But to be honest with you, you need a village, you need a community there to support you and cheer you on and just be where you are. And I'm so thankful again to the people that I met, and you've blessed me in so many ways. So thank you so much, guys. I can't thank you enough, and thank you for being that community and stronghold for me. And I am still lost, but you know what, I feel like better. I don't feel as lost, and I'm lost with you guys. So it's okay, you know. What did you, or what is the biggest risk you did this year? That's another question. The biggest risk, it's not the business, it's not joining live streaming contest na talaga hindi ako competitive. Pero the biggest risk was really opening myself up to new people. I was really super shy, and I was hesitant to share whatever I have to say at first, but with sharing, I began to touch people's lives. Not me, but God used me, my story, to touch people's lives, and to be able to relate to them is really a blessing. And it really does sacrifice my value of being low-key and being private. But I feel like now I'm becoming slowly a public figure. And I don't know, I just, when you hear that calling and that vision, You just can't say no. So, ayun, yung risk ko, syempre, yung I feel like I'm an open book and I feel vulnerable, but vulnerable in a way na with a purpose. Kung si Pia works back, confidently beautiful with a heart, ako, vulnerable with a purpose. So, ayun. So, ayun lang. Yun yung biggest risk ko. Of course, I'm still trying to really just keep some stuff for myself din naman. Kasi you can't reveal everything. But I really am striving for authenticity. And what you see is what you get. And I really pray lagi yung purity ng intentions ko. Kasi you're human, diba? So, you have that tendency then to, you want people to like you, to appreciate you. But you know what, like, I'm better at that now compared to before when I was younger. But it's still a struggle, still there na, right? So, ayun. That's one of my values, actually, authenticity and just being genuine. Okay. You're writing the last sentence in the last chapter of your 2020 book. Ako yon ha. Ako yung nagbibigay ng librong to. I mean, ng sentence na to. You're writing the last sentence in the last chapter of your 2020 book. What is it? Keep moving forward. Ayun lang. Keep moving forward. I don't know if you guys know Meet the Robinsons, but I've always been amazed by the story. It's just looking at failure and treating it not as a liability, but as a force to just keep moving forward, and you learn from it. So it's just bravery, facing your failures and learning from them. So keep moving forward. Hello. So I'm gonna end this right now. I hope I covered everything. But if you guys finished the whole podcast and if you have any questions, type it down below. I am still selling my journal. But please do follow at CUADERNO on IG. And we have a website. If you want to order, please let me know. Well, plug. Pero, ayun, podcast, Spotify, Google, Apple, diba? So, and if you guys have any topic suggestions, just let me know. But finally, affirmation epilogue natin. Hello 2021! I'm Margiela. I will discover. This year is gonna be about discovery. So, I believe merong clarity. Kaya then, guys, I challenge you guys to fill in the blanks. Put in that verb, that action word that you want to do this year and that you will do, right? I've been thinking about this, and I know Ate Malen, thank you again, is reminded me of analysis paralysis. Just do it, guys. Just do it. That's all. So, yun lang, guys. Grabe. Matagal na akong hindi naging mag-isa dito sa podcast. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this short spiel of my reflections. And, guys, please comment. Send me a message. Email me. Tell me any of your suggestions. And I hope that you guys just share the message, and I am super proud of you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me, and that's a wrap for 2020. Hello 2021. Bye.